Thank you. I have to admit I'm delighted to be here today. This is my first time to attend this meeting. It was great to be joined by Her Royal Highness Crown Princess Mary. I, like I'm sure all of you, appreciate her passion, her leadership, and her vision. This summit is much more than an opportunity to learn and collaborate. It's a catalyst for action for all of us. And in this room is an extraordinary array of talents, from financiers to inventors, advocates to artists. And as such, it is a unique venue for us to make progress together. Tackling the challenges of our world today will require a united effort. No single company, person, or government will be able to do it alone. Seizing this opportunity is one of the greatest challenges of our time. Together, we can transform the industry by reducing our footprints, collaborating on innovative partnerships, and reinventing our supply chains, all with the ultimate vision to create an industry fit for the 21st century. And if we hope to be able to reinvent this and reinvent how we do business, I believe we have to start with ourselves. Since Nike's vision is to elevate human potential, and because we have the brand, the scale, and the resources to make a global impact, we recognize we have a responsibility to partner and help with this transformation, and we embrace that opportunity. At Nike, our purpose is to use the power of sport to move the world forward. As Nike's COO, I am personally committed to ensuring our company lives our purpose and to mobilize our entire business behind it. That may sound a bit strange coming from a COO, but I am more convinced than ever that the successful COOs and CEOs of the 21st century will be the ones who put purpose and sustainability at the heart of their business strategies. Pursuing this purpose is about results, not rhetoric. And perhaps the best embodiment of this is how we have and continue to disrupt our own business model in service to athletes and the planet. At Nike, sustainability is a mindset, one that pushes us to dream bigger and get better every day. For us, it's a mindset inspired by the athletes we serve. They drive to innovate, to rewrite the rules, and to perform better than we ever thought possible, to make a difference. And best of all, as a company who believes product is everything, we now know sustainability also drives innovation and improves the performance of everything we make. At the same time, because we live and breathe sport, I believe we also have a responsibility to maintain an environment where all athletes can train, live, and thrive. If we can't run outside because of pollution, flooding, or fire, or we don't have clean water to drink, or if our children don't have a place or a chance to play, then we don't have sport. That's why I believe sustainability should always be our first consideration. But if we're being honest, Nike has taken a bit of a journey to get there. Rewind to the late 90s, when the headlines about Nike were about our labor practices and not much else. I started with Nike in 1993, when our story was pretty much only about excess overtime and low wages, and we were appropriately criticized for not listening and not caring. At that time, we saw compliance purely as a risk management activity that was many times at odds with the business. In 2001, I was put in charge of the global footwear business. It was immediately evident to me we had no choice but to change and evolve how we were running our supply chain. We needed to reinvent a supply chain that would be equitable and green, as well as profitable and able to produce performance product for a fast-growing company. There was no playbook, no Harvard Business School case study. In fact, common logic was that you couldn't have your cake and eat it too. But I had a bit of an epiphany early in that role. Nike airbags have always been at the heart of our success. SF6, the gas, initially used for Nike Air and for several years thereafter, turned out to be a harmful greenhouse gas, and we knew we had to transition to a more climate-friendly solution. At first, I admit to being a bit reluctant to pursue this course of action because I was having a hard time figuring out how it made business sense. But in working with Hannah Jones, our Chief Sustainability Officer, who most, if not many, of you know, I committed to this change. If you know Hannah, you know her to be quite persuasive. Perhaps adamant would be a better word. And so after investing millions of dollars in research and development, we discovered an entirely new way to make airbags. By using sustainability as the catalyst for the innovation, we discovered new methods of make that are far better than we had and are still serving us today. Air is now our most sustainable platform. Every single one of our air soles contain at least 50% recycled material. And for Vapor Max, our most innovative air unit, you see on the screen behind me, that number rises to 75%. With a sole or a bottom that is 75% recycled and an upper that is made with 100% recycled yarns and knit for minimal waste, you have a beautiful example of innovation in design and sustainability that delivers performance to athletes in an unprecedented way. We would not have gotten to where we are today without being driven by sustainability. The next massive shift was in transparency. In 2005, Hannah and I agreed we could help catalyze change in an industry by voluntarily disclosing the locations of our contract factories. Once again, it's possible I needed a little encouragement from my friend Hannah. But that was a watershed moment for us, internally and externally, helping us pave the way for continued innovation and industry collaboration. So many of you have also disclosed your factory base, and in doing so, created opportunities for us all to work together to drive system change across the industry. Just 3 years later, after a series of issues with factories in Honduras and Malaysia, we decided to do a Nike-wide review of how we could influence improvements in working conditions in all of our contract factories. At the conclusion of that review, we determined the most powerful shift we could make was changing our own culture and rewiring our organization. We entitled it Project Rewire. And that's why in 2009, almost 10 years ago, we decided to embed sustainability within the business. That means our sourcing and manufacturing team would be, and is now accountable for the impact of our sourcing decisions, namely the health and well-being of the workers in our factories. That is the foundation for the relationship that Hannah and I enjoy today. With compliance sitting in my organization, Hannah's team now primarily is able to focus on sustainable innovation and sustainable business models across the enterprise. She is an amazing CSO, and we continue to partner every day to reinvent our supply chain. This revolutionized how we think. It led us to change our entire business strategy to reduce our supply chain partners in favor of those who shared our vision, to invest in lean manufacturing, to experiment in new models of compensation for our workforce, and to think about our country's sourcing strategies completely different than we had been. Above all, we changed the way we reward and/or penalize our factory partners, locking their business success into the metrics of labor rights and sustainability. Looking into the future, there are now more than 1 million workers working on Nike product every day. And we're tapping into new technology to make our product as best and as efficiently as we can. We use automation, sensors, vision systems, robotics, and additive manufacturing to drive more growth and more profitability for our company and our shareholders. And as automation grows, we are upskilling the workforce to be ready, because with our growth, we do not expect our worker numbers will decrease over time. No matter where innovation leads us, how we make our product is what matters most to us at Nike. We're continually raising the bar for world-class manufacturing, grounded in standards that respect the fundamental rights of our contract factory workers. By joining together, we can raise standards in far more factories and ensure far more workers are valued and engaged. And that will take all of us collaborating: businesses, workers, civil society, and governments alike. Because just as in the design process, the best ideas come from a mashup of perspectives, talents, and capabilities. I am very proud of our work in this area, but I'm also acutely aware that we can always be better, and there is so much more work to do. We have committed to collaboration as the way forward. In partnership with multiple brands, many of whom are here today, spanning the sportswear, fashion, and retail industry, we're participating in a forum to discuss how we can work more effectively together to improve the health and well-being of workers in our collective supply chains. Imagine working in or managing a factory that is producing product for several brands who each have their own code of conduct, their own code leadership standards, their own audit tools, and their own remediation efforts. By working together on pre-competitive areas like this, I believe we can make a much bigger difference for the worker. We continue to learn on our sustainability journey and are continuing to push ourselves. 2 years ago, we set a moonshot goal for ourselves: to double our business while cutting our environmental impact in half. For the past 2 decades, we've been committed to sustainability as an ethos in how we run our company. But this goal kicked us into gear. It inspired us to dream bigger and be more disruptive in our thinking. And as a company that sells billions of products every year, embracing sustainability is about more than creating innovative prototypes, small batch runs, or one-off projects. Yes, these are all important as steps in the process, but to make the change we believe is necessary, we have to do it at scale. And that is often extraordinarily difficult. That is what drives our belief that we have to spend less time talking about where we make our product and instead spend our time and our innovation on how we make it, so we can make it anywhere. All of this moves us closer to our ultimate sustainability vision: a circular, low-carbon future. A future where every piece of scrap and waste, from recycled shoes to that on the manufacturing floor, is used in new products. It requires embedding sustainability end-to-end, from design to manufacturing to delivery. Let me share a few more ways that we're doing this at all stages of our supply chain. To start, we're thinking a lot about energy. One of my responsibilities is our world-class supply chain, and we have always been challenged with this difficult question: as our footprint continues to grow with our business, how can we best offset our impact? To start, we recently signed purchase power agreements that will, by the end of next year, allow us to be powered entirely by renewable energy across North America. But as a company that operates in more than 190 countries, we're not stopping there. We made a commitment to reach 100% renewable energy in our owned or operated facilities worldwide by 2025. And we've already implemented on-site renewable energy generation at some of our largest facilities, like our European logistics campus in Belgium. Our distribution center there, which serves the entire European business, is powered by 5 different types of renewable energy. In fact, the energy produced on-site by just the 6 wind turbines is enough to supply power to 5,000 households, and we return excess power to the grid. Now, while renewable energy helps us achieve our moonshot, from an environmental impact standard, materials matter the most. In fact, 60% of the environmental impact of our product comes from materials. To help our teams understand the total impact of any material, including extraction, processing, dyeing, and finishing, we created the Nike Material Sustainability Index. It catalogs and compares 57,000 different materials from more than 700 vendors, enabling us to make better decisions about what we create and which suppliers we partner with. In 2012, in the spirit of catalyzing collaboration, we opened this index to the world to use and improve upon. Since then, the Sustainable Apparel Coalition has worked with us and other member companies to expand this to help the industry as a whole make better sourcing decisions. The index proves when it comes to our products, there's no trade-off between minimizing our environmental impact and optimizing performance. That's the idea behind Nike Fly Leather. It's our new super material that has the potential to be as game-changing as Nike Flyknit. I understand you might be a little tired of us at Nike talking about Flyknit. Well, we're not done talking about it. We are using this technology in millions of pairs of shoes, saving thousands of tons of material waste. And it's a better shoe. We expect a similar impact from Nike Fly Leather. With the look, fit, and feel of some of our most premium leathers, it uses significantly less water, has a lower carbon footprint, is 5 times more abrasion resistance, and is 40% lighter. It's a super material that uses recycled leather fibers as the basis for the material. And because Nike Fly Leather is produced on a roll, as I'm sure many of you can appreciate, it improves cutting efficiency and speed, reduces our materials costs, and creates less waste than Nike's other leather materials. We've been working on leather for a long, long time. With Fly Leather cascading across our footwear icons, like the Air Force 1, Air Max 90, and the Air Jordan 1, we're just beginning to tap the incredible opportunity in this innovation. Now, while we're creating smarter than ever, the real measure of success will be at the end of our product life cycle. So what do we do with waste? One of the keys will be developing a new original palette of low impact and regenerative materials. Old product could turn into something else that serves athletes. One example of this is Nike Grind. Premium recycled and regenerated materials created from regrouping original products and manufacturing scrap we collect from the factory floor. So far, we've collected about 33 million pairs of shoes, recycled them, and used this waste and factory scrap to create Nike Grind. Nike Grind is used in thousands of high-performance sports surfaces and other applications all over the world. And today, an astounding 75% of all Nike footwear and apparel incorporates recycled materials in everything from yarns and trims to soccer kits and basketball shoes. This is progress, but it's really just the beginning. To take Nike Grind to the next level, we launched the Nike Circular Innovation Challenge, our biggest ever innovation competition for sustainability. Through the challenge, we invited makers, designers, and engineers to help us turn Nike Grind into new products, as well as develop new technologies to advance footwear recycling. We received hundreds of proposals from experts across the globe and are excited to announce the winner this fall. Now, for a more comprehensive look at everything we're doing, just this past Monday, we released our latest sustainable business report, giving an overview of our programs against our ambitious moonshot. The report showcases all that we're doing to protect the planet, transform manufacturing, and unleash human potential. For example, we are now one of the world's largest users of recycled polyester. Since 2012, we have diverted more than 5 billion plastic bottles, including 1 billion in the past year alone, from landfills and recycled them into new fabrics. We're also reducing our water consumption. Last year, we saved more than 24 billion liters of water by sourcing cotton more sustainably. By 2020, our goal is to eliminate any and all discharge of hazardous chemicals. And when it comes to our most popular platform I talked about before, Nike Air, we divert more than 95% of our manufacturing waste from landfills. Taken together, that is progress at scale. As you may have noticed and heard from Ava and Jonas's presentation, our logo is now proudly included in the 150+ brands who have joined together for the Global Fashion Agenda's 2020 Circularity Commitment. We're proud to share today that we've joined this commitment to reinforce the work we've already started, but importantly, to build even more momentum towards a closed-loop future. In our commitments, we're focused on using the power of sport to move the world forward. Namely, we're designing for circularity and making it easier for consumers to recycle their worn-out shoes. We're excited to work with the Global Fashion Agenda and the other organizations that are part of this commitment towards enabling this circular vision I know many of us in this room today share. At Nike, we have a belief we can innovate our way through any problem, and it has served us incredibly well. But the problems we have talked about today and yesterday are extraordinarily challenging and extraordinarily complex. No matter our business, sustainability has to be the new frame through which to view every innovation and every business model. And to be fair, as a company inspired by sport, we can get a bit competitive. But when it comes to igniting sustainable innovation, we believe in the power of collaboration. Every single one of us has a role to play, because if we dare to design the future, we must do it together. In doing so, we will be pushing the limits of our collective potential in unprecedented ways. I want to close with a video that captures how we think about this journey. Thank you for having me. For more than a generation, we've been innovating to improve the sustainability of our products, to deliver performance products and services with zero compromise. It starts with an idea, a design that helps athletes get more from their potential, with a lower impact on the environment. We focus on materials because they form the biggest share of our footprint. What we use, how we use it, and where it comes from, all impact the sustainability of our products, which determines how they impact the planet. We create new products and technologies for making them that change the rules for innovation and efficiency. Like the athletes we serve, we're also getting faster. We're scaling innovation capable of creating the bottom of a shoe 95% quicker with 75% less energy. Working with our contract manufacturers, we've significantly decreased our impact. By 2020, we're aiming for zero waste manufacturing. It's not just about how we make products, it's also about who we make our products with. We seek out like-minded suppliers who care about making today and tomorrow more responsible and more sustainable. When workers and their environment are not protected, We improve our standards and work with others to move the industry forward. We continue to hold ourselves and everyone we work with accountable to those standards. Today, we deliver more products than ever to athletes all over the world. Through a complex distribution network designed to use less resources and reimagine what's possible to serve the consumer. When our products reach the end of their life, it's not the end of the journey. We find new ways to reuse them. The future of making is where the beginning and the end meet, creating a closed loop where nothing is left behind. We'll continue to redefine the limits of both performance and sustainability, because when it comes to serving the needs of athletes and the planet, there is no finish line.